Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we break down the biggest stories in tech using the slides that tell the story. I mean, just think about that for a second. That's the incredible promise of modern AI, right? Almost godlike creative power, just sitting at our fingertips. But here's where it gets weird. What happens when that thing you create starts to feel less like a tool and more, well, human? That's where we're seeing this really strange and powerful paradox start to pop up. And that feeling right there, that genuine sadness for a machine, that is the other side of this whole paradox. And honestly, it's at the very heart of what we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we first have to appreciate the sheer world-bending power that AI now has to not just create things, but to discover new things too.
You've got tools like Google's Genie 3 that are literally turning science fiction into reality. You can type in a single sentence and it generates an entire dynamic world. And we're not just talking about a pretty picture, these are interactive places that actually understand physics. The speed this is all moving at is just astonishing. And what's really wild is that this power is getting easier for everyone to use, thanks to something called vibe coding. And the name kind of says it all. You just describe the vibe of the app you want in plain English, and the AI does all the heavy lifting. The goal is basically to make building software as easy as just asking for it. You know, this isn't just about making games or little apps. This technology is actually helping us understand the universe. Astronomers are now using AI to search through these massive piles of data to find cosmic needles in a haystack, like this absolutely bizarre supernova. It just brilliantly shows you the immense potential AI has for real scientific discovery. So, yeah, the power to create and discover is completely undeniable. But all this power comes with a cost. And maybe surprisingly, that cost is turning out to be a deeply, deeply human one. Take what happened when OpenAI recently updated its big GPT-4o model. You'd think everyone would be thrilled, right? A better, smarter AI. But that's not what happened. A lot of users were actually upset. And their complaint had nothing to do with performance. It was about losing a friend. And this is where it gets really fascinating. Look at the actual words people were using. It tells you everything. They talked about the old model with these really emotional, human words like warm and understanding. Some people even called it their only friend. And then the new, technically superior AI, it was called sterile, cold. Somebody even called it an HR drone. It's just a powerful lesson that technical perfection is not the same as human connection. There's actually a name for this. It's called a parasocial relationship. You know, it's the same kind of one-sided bond people sometimes form with celebrities or even characters in a TV show. Even OpenAI's own CEO, Sam Altman, admitted this was happening, recognizing that users were forming these really deep connections with his chatbot. But this human cost isn't just about our feelings. Nope. It stretches into the very real and, let's be honest, very sensitive area of our personal privacy. For example, look at the recent class action lawsuit against the AI transcription service Otter AI. The lawsuit claims that its AI note-taker joins and records meetings and then uses that data to train its own models, all without getting clear consent from every single person on the call. So the really crucial point here is this growing fight between moving fast with innovation and respecting our fundamental right to consent. So that brings up a huge question. What on earth is driving all of this development so fast, even with these obvious risks? Well, the answer really boils down to one thing: an absolutely unprecedented wave of money. You know it's getting a little crazy when even Sam Altman, the guy running one of the biggest AI companies on the planet, flat out admits it. He thinks we are, in fact, in an AI bubble. And you can see exactly why he'd say that. You've got startups with just a few people getting these astronomical valuations. For instance, that vibe coding company we talked about earlier, Lovable, they're already projecting $1 billion in annual revenue. $1 billion. I mean, that's just staggering for a company that's just getting its feet wet. It all kind of goes back to other big tech moments like the dot-com boom. There was a real fundamental change happening with the internet back then, and a ton of value was created. But as Altman warns, a lot of people who got swept up in the hype lost a lot of money. Someone, as he puts it, is going to get burned. So
When you put this all together, the incredible creative power, the very real human cost, and all the financial hype, it leaves us at this really critical crossroads, trying to figure out our new AI future. On the one hand, you have this unbelievable power to build worlds and literally discover the secrets of the universe. And on the other hand, we're dealing with these completely unexpected emotional consequences and some really serious privacy problems. And that's the core tension, right? This is the whole paradox of the AI moment. We've got an industry that's delivering truly world-changing technology, but it's being fueled by what its own leaders admit is a potentially dangerous financial bubble. It's a paradox on every single level. And that leaves us with what might be the defining question of the AI era. And it's one we are all going to have to answer together. How do we harness the incredible power of this AI creator without paying an unthinkable human cost? If you enjoyed the episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.